Okay, so we have 9 done. We need 10 and 11. I considered making a new thread for this, but I'm not so worried about running out of messages since we've only got 2 chapters left. If you are worried about running out of messages, definitely make a new thread for each chapter. And also, anytime that you've got an idea or you want to talk about something within Claude, make a new thread. I love this part. I'm going to scroll up while it's still doing. Let me see here. Where was it? Did I lose it? It's bouncing around because it's writing right now. But there's a part where the entity is trying to trigger. Yeah, see right here? And that's definitely something that the entity would do. So I'm glad that it pulled that in. We're going to need a little bit more than a little car first aid kit, but that's okay. Taking that out, of course, I cannot stand the kicker lines. Like once in a while, once a book maybe, but every single chapter, and all the AIs do it for the most part. Does this follow the detailed plot outline? We need to know that. I don't know that I need those points in the outline. And thank you so much for pointing out that the copy button is actually up at the top right now. It's actually where my little thing that shows me how long the video has been. And I can't actually move that, so I can before I start recording, but once I start recording, that doesn't move. Now let's go ahead and revise. I get what you're saying. Is it supposed to rain? It looks like it's gonna rain. And then after this, we will see if we need to do any kind of edits, and then from there, I'm going to ask for some changes from the outline for chapter 11 just because right now chapter 11 is a very feel-good chapter. And it's very much, yay, we defeated the thing, everything's all better. And that works for a lot of people, honestly. It's a fine way to do things. You know, if you like your horror ending like that, that's absolutely fine. That's very valid. I'd rather think that maybe the thing didn't get completely blown apart. You know, maybe the binding wasn't perfect. Maybe some little tendril. Like, okay, so think of it like this. Like, what if she sees Daniel in a mirror and she's like, oh, that's nice. You know, it's just her thinking about him. It's just her imagination. He looks super peaceful, super happy. But then he smiles just a little too wide. And she realizes that some part of this thing was actually still bound maybe with her. So she's never going to be completely rid of it. I just asked it, do we need any revisions before we move on to the final chapter? And it says no. It says things are good. Ooh, what if instead of seeing Daniel, because that would set off her alarm bells, but what if she sees her reflection and it looks normal? So what I'm saying right now is, okay, so on 11, right now the chapter is very feel-good, it's a nice resolution, and I like the idea of a hint of closure and niceness, but you know those movies where you think everything is perfect, and then they defeated the big bad thing, and everything is going to be okay now, and there's flowers and birds are singing, but then there's a hint of the bad thing still? Yeah, let's do that. So maybe she's getting ready, and she sees her reflection, and it looks normal, but then she turns away and heads out the door, but then her reflection is standing there, just smiling a little too wide. Readers will think, oh crap, some part of it wasn't bound, but to her everything is good. What do you think? Okay. Mm-hmm. I like it. Probably not a sequel, but I like it. Yes, please. See, that's what I really, really like, because I want it to be one of those, like, you know, you didn't actually do what you thought you did. Like, you tried really hard. But, yeah. The mirror and the whole binding and the blood magic, that just wasn't enough to kill the big bad thing. And they kept the mirror, so yeah, it makes sense that something would hang out a little longer. This is just a little too much. That's just too much, you know, giving it to the reader. So this ending, it's too obvious. Meaning, it's spoon feeding. I'm saying that it's spoon feeding the reader. What we're trying to say, let's make it more chilling, more subtle. Please revise. Yeah, exactly. I don't want it to be over-explaining. Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't like this either. It's too explainy still. Yeah. Yes, that is perfect. Yes, yes, that is perfect. Readers are smart. Saying, yes, that is perfect. Readers are smart. This is a good horror cliche that readers know and love and will instantly understand. Can I have the whole chapter 11 with this ending? Good. While you do that, I'm going to go ahead and grab chapter 10. There we go. not keeping those last few lines because I'm going to get rid of them anyway. But yeah, your copy button is top right. And thank you so much for pointing that out. I felt so dumb when you said that, but yeah, my little thing that shows me that we've been recording for 15 minutes is right on top of that copy button. Okay, there's chapter 10. It's a little short. It's okay. Down to chapter 11. The other thing that I noticed was with this newest change, it's not just a 3.7 change, it's just a change to Claude itself, is that the different edits are each in their own thing, instead of just being able to click through. Like previously you could just click through down here the different versions, so that's not as much fun. Maybe it's up here and I can't see it. Okay. Excellent. So, with this in mind, let's ask some of those really important beta reader comments or questions. Let me go up here. Chapter 11. Fantastic. What are the weaknesses? We already talked about this a little bit, but yeah. Okay. We can definitely chop this up a bit. It is a standard horror trope. That's why I like it. Okay. I like it. I like that the things are being very critical. Okay. I like it. So 5 to 8 are the weakest parts. Okay. Okay. Nice. I like it. Oh, that's rude. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. We could definitely combine 5 and 6, and we can combine 7 and 8. So that is not an issue at all. Now, we could start a new haiku chat, but I really like Sonnet. I really like 3.7. So then when we come back, what I will be doing is just going, hey, I need this suggestion. I need it to happen. But yeah, super happy with where we are right now. So that'll get rid of 5, which is the longest chapter. 5 and 6 will be combined. 7 and 8 will be combined. These are 2 shorter chapters. 11 is very short, but that's okay. So what else do we need to do? I very much agree. So we can adjust all of these. Let's get rid of the extra chapters and then go through and address each of these things. Since it's so few chapters, what I'll probably end up doing actually is once we get rid of those 2 extra chapters and get it more streamlined, then we can go through and adjust each thing, as we go. I'm okay with the ending. I'm okay with the false endings. I actually kind of like that trope. But then we can adjust the character inconsistencies, see where it needs to happen, and then go through and say, alright, I need a new chapter, whatever it is. We're going to adjust this in chapter 8 anyway, since we're getting a new chapter. It won't be 8 at that point. But we can definitely go through and address Margot being one-dimensional. And then Eleanor's academic background we can address. And then just be like, alright, in this pass we're changing blah 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 blah. I like doing it that way, especially with something this short, where I'm not going through and changing 45 chapters. I'm addressing 1 or 2 issues. Like I will address this. I'll probably address all of these at once. So in this chapter 1, we are going to do this revision that focuses on these 3 things. Revise based on that. And then we can go through, and I don't want to do it too much. Like I don't want to throw in, hey, you need to do this, this, and this all at once, because I want to be able to take a look at those changes and be like, hey, I like it, I don't like it. But absolutely, I agree. This is a big thing that we need to fix. We're going to get rid of this anyway. So I think cleaning up 5 to 8 is going to be a huge benefit to us. But we will look at edits in the next one. As always, thanks for being here.